Hello, hello. Hi, hi. So I was about to do my hair, and I thought that I would film the process. I had done a video recently that was a hair washing video, and some people had said that they'd like to see a video of me doing my hair. So I'm about to curl it, and I thought that it'd be a good time to make this video. So I have to curl my hair right now because I went to get my hair done recently, and as I went into the hairdressers, you asked what I was wanting to get, and I said, I just want like a light dusting, just a little dusting off the bottom. And I mentioned that I specifically hate layers. So, fast forward to me leaving with just like a shit ton of layers all throughout my hair, because of course, that's like how the universe works. When you go to a hair salon, whatever you ask for will be the opposite of what you get. So, with that being said, it blends a lot better if I curl my hair. Then you don't notice the atrocity that is this haircut. So, plug this in. And while we are waiting for that to heat up, I will comb my hair. I'm not sure if you can see the disaster, which is this drawer, but we have a hairbrush, we have a choker to a French maid's costume, a shower cap. It's very organized, as you can tell. Like, all those things obviously belong in the same drawer, of course, because if you were looking for a choker to a French maid's costume, you would definitely look in the drawer with other hair products. Okay, so this is warming up. So this is called a curling wand, for those of you that don't know and probably don't care. It's different than a regular curling iron, which a regular curling iron has like this little attachment thing, and like I've seen other people use these, and I've had it explained to me from other hairdressers. It's far beyond my pay grade to ever grasp a curling iron. But this device is essentially idiot proof, because all one has to do is just wrap your hair around it. There's like no coordination involved at all. So like this is my speed. Recently so start at the front. Recently I don't know what came over me, but I was going through Instagram, and there was this ad for a device for curling your hair, and it said that it was a 5-in-1 device, meaning it would like straighten your hair, curl your hair in like 5 different ways. And I don't know what made me think that I would be capable of using such a device, but I ordered it, and needless to say, instantly realized this is gonna have to be returned. So I sent them an email and explained that I couldn't use it and I'd like to return it. And they said that, they would be willing to have someone call me and like tell me over the phone how to use it and like talk me through it. And that just just sounded so stressful and overwhelming. And also, like, I'm such a people pleaser that most likely I would just pretend that, like, I was getting it just to get off the phone. Because I really hate, like, letting people down and hurting their feelings. So, yeah, that's how that would have gone. Speaking of, like, hurting people's feelings, I was at the museum the other day, and I went with my friend, so you can see how this is, like, starting to blend somewhat better. So we were at this museum, and at this museum there was, like, all these sweet little docents, which are the people that, like, describe things in the museum. You know, they're usually volunteers, and they're usually, like, on the older side. So there was, like, all these sweet, adorable docents there, like, telling us little tidbits of information about things. And, like, I didn't genuinely want any of the information, but you would think that it was, like, the most riveting bit of information that I had ever received in my life every time they would talk. And since I was doing this, it was very encouraging to them, and they were essentially, you know, following us through the museum because they thought I was so enthralled with their every word. And it was irritating my friend. So, like, I had to really catch myself from being overly enthusiastic. Hold on, the cord has become stuck. But I hate, I don't know, like, when someone's telling you something and, like, you don't seem interested enough. Like, that's just so sad to me, because I think we've all been, like, in a position where, like, we're telling a story, or I don't know, you know, just interjecting something and no one gives a shit. And, like, I feel so badly for people in that moment. So, like, whenever someone's telling me something, I act really fascinated, which makes it hard to get out of conversations. Speaking of which, like, back in my younger years, when I would go to bars with my friends, before all my friends had kids, like, you know, men would, like, approach us, and, like, I hate how girls, like, can be so mean if a man who they're either not physically attracted to, or who, like, just is a little awkward, perhaps, comes up and tries to initiate a conversation. Because I have to say, like, if I was a guy, or if I was in a situation where, like, it relied on me to initiate a conversation with people, like, I would just never speak to anyone again. Like, I'm very friendly if someone starts a conversation with me, but I am, for some weird reason, like, petrified of starting conversations on my own. But yeah, no, I always, like, personally, if someone, unless they were being, you know, creepy or weird, unless that was happening, which was seldom the case, like, if someone came up and, you know, tried to talk to us, I would try to be, like, so encouraging and nice, because it takes so much courage to, you know, walk up to a group of girls or women and try to make conversation. And just because someone's not, you know, your physical type, like, I don't understand why people think that, like, gives them the right to be, like, so rude to a person. And also, you know, while we're on the subject, like, if you are at a bar and you're a woman and you're looking to, like, you know, not just have, like, a one-night stand or something, which most women are not, but, you know, I think most would like to have a relationship. You don't want the guy in the bar that's, like, so smooth and is able to walk up with absolute ease and hit on you and is, like, super hot. Like, that guy's gonna break your heart. Like, you want the guy, like, if you're looking for a boyfriend, you want the guy that perhaps is a little awkward in his approach, who is gonna be so relieved to be off the dating scene once he meets you. Like, that's what you're looking for. You're not looking for Joe Cool. So, if there's any ladies watching this, like, give the awkward guys a chance, because, you know, that's who makes the better boyfriend. Joe Cool, with all his charm, he's gonna let you down. Alright, so I'm almost wrapping up the hair curling portion of this event. So, speaking of guys, I've always personally just been more comfortable with guys than I am women. I think it's because, well, there's a couple of reasons, but I think it's because in my neighborhood where I grew up, I was essentially, like, the only girl in the neighborhood. It was all guys, like, roughly my age. And then I had a brother who was friends with them, and our house was sort of known as the junk food house, because my mother would go to the grocery store, and it was like you sent a 13-year-old with a credit card. She, like, is such a junk food addict, and we always just had, like, all, you know, like, Rice Krispie treats and, like, all the shitty cereals, like, you know, Cookie Crisp and, you know, like, those types of things that other parents would not allow their kids to eat. So everyone was very excited to unplug this, come to our house, because it was just always stashed with, you know, a million varieties of potato chips and all of that. I, ironically, as a rebellion from that, was, like, such a, it's kind of like finger comb this out, health food addict. And I would actually go to school and use a little hairspray. I'm kind of afraid to open that. Let's see, is this in the shot? Because Lord knows what this is gonna look like. Yeah, it is. I might pause it. So we'll just pretend I opened that and it was really well organized. So this is a little hairspray I use. It's by IGK. And it says 1-800-HOLD ME. No crunch. Flexible hold hairspray. Alright, so blast a little bit. Alright, we're in business. I don't remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna put some jewelry on. So I would always, like, go to school with all my, like, crappy food, and, like, I was able to, like, sit at the cafeteria table and, like, everyone would be sort of circled around me, and I would get to trade, you know, with everyone, because that was, like, such a big thing at my school, like, trading your lunches, and everyone wanted to trade with me. So I would have, like, first dibs at like whatever I wanted. And I always wanted like the healthy stuff. So I'd be like trading chocolate chip cookies for like carrot sticks. Everyone always wants what they don't have. So yeah, that was how that went down. So my friend Amber actually made me this little dish that I keep my earrings in. She painted this. Let me show you up closer. Majesty. Amazing art skills. And then I'll put those on in a second. Over here, we have a dish that I actually made myself in a pottery class with Amber. And it is filled with all different perfume samples, because so often when I order things online from the store, Sephora, they'll send you as a little gift, a little perfume sample. I have never used any of these. There's not been one occasion where I have tried any of them, but I cannot part with them. And so they stay here in the little handmade bowl. I should probably give these away. This is such a waste of space, but I also have nothing to do with this bowl, because as you can see, it's way too small. You put one strawberry in there. So it has a function and a purpose, and its function is to hold things that I will never use. So we'll put that back down. So this is the finished look of the hair. I don't remember where this cut off. I thought I had been filming for the last 10 minutes, but alas, I was not. I was just talking to myself. So here we go again. I was in the middle of telling a story about how the other day I was driving down PCH highway with my mother, which is Pacific Coast Highway. And as we were driving down PCH, we passed this beach that we used to always go to when I was a kid. And the reason that we went to this beach, there was a very, very specific reason that my mom sought out this beach. And that reason was because she's a horrible person, a terrible person. So at this beach, there was a reservoir, and there was, I don't know, maybe some type of bird sanctuary or whatnot. There'd be a lot of birds there, and then the water from this reservoir, it emptied into the ocean. And there was a part along this beach where people that were going to the beach and were carrying all their gear, their beach chairs, their ice chests, their towels, they would have to, if they wanted to, cross this little reservoir. And they would not realize as they were crossing it that in the middle of it, it was way deeper and the current was moving way faster than they had anticipated, and it would usually lead to disaster. So my mother would specifically go to this beach, and she would set up her beach chair right at this little crossing, and she just would sit back, not warn anyone. She would not warn anyone, and she would just sit back, and she would allow them to eat shit in front of her. And that was how she would spend her day. Yes. So as we were driving past this beach and, we were, going over memories, I said, oh, that's also the beach where, and as I was saying it, as the words were coming out of my mouth, I realized, like, I must have been gravely mistaken. So as I was saying, oh, that's the beach where I helped the scientist, I realized that there was no way in hell that as a 7-year-old I was actually helping a scientist. So yeah, as I said that, my mom laughed and she's like, yeah, that was not a scientist. That was a crazy person. So my mother, who was so enraptured watching people, fall in the water with all their belongings, had allowed me as a 7-year-old to go off with someone who was probably schizophrenic, and collect samples of sand that I thought we were doing scientific research, and they were putting them in different containers. And I said to her, like, oh yeah, it was kind of weird that you would let your daughter, who was 7 years old, go off with just someone that you assumed was mentally unstable. And she's like, well, I could see you. As if that made it completely okay to allow me to be on the beach for a really long time, collecting sand with a crazy person. So yeah, my mom had a very zero fucks given type of parenting style. It's a different era. It probably in some ways has helped me because I myself am sort of a worrier, and my mom is just someone who just always assumes that everything's gonna work out and everything's gonna be fine, and if I would ever raise some concern about something or worry, she would always tell me oh, that will never happen. And I'd be like, well, technically that could happen. She'd be like, oh, that'll never happen. So she just never worries about anything. She's so carefree. And it probably was actually very helpful for me. Someone who is prone to just always thinking worst case scenario, to be raised by someone that was such the opposite. And I think it ended up making me sort of a nice balance of my own very worrywart nature and then her extremely carefree nature. So I ended up being somewhat normal because I came out in the middle, basically. Well, there is that. I have another funny story that I just thought of, but I think I'll save that one for next time. I think I might have told enough insane stories for one day. But I hope that everyone has a nice, relaxing day or night. Hopefully my crazy little stories and ramblings were somewhat relaxing and entertaining. And you're able to just sit back and enjoy and be thankful that you were raised by different parents.